Hello again, YouTube. This is a tutorial on how to boost your creativity. You ever wonder why some people are more creative than you, or at work or at school or anywhere, and people just seem to come up with ideas and it takes you hours to just come up with anything that's not even remotely close, and it bothers you? Well, I'm here to teach you the process that I use to develop creative ideas. Please stick with me. First off, the evolution of an idea is a lot like the evolution of animals. So, for this, I want you to look at the map, which we have a map of the world here, and I want you to focus on places like Australia, the Galapagos, and Madagascar. So in talking about places like Australia, Madagascar, and the Galapagos, you notice that the animals there are a lot more unique than other animals around the world. They're a lot different. Well, this concept is due to their isolation. Because Australia is like a big island, the Galapagos is a group of islands, and Madagascar is one of the biggest islands in the world. So, understanding this will help you later in the video. Now, I know you must be thinking, man, these people are more creative than I am. Well, they must be thinking somehow differently than I am. And well, in fact, they are. They're thinking in a way where they transverse ideas very quickly and convert them into new ideas, which I will have a following exercise that will teach you how to do it in a similar way so you can come up with your own creative ideas. Okay, with this exercise that I'm going to teach you, I want you to start by picturing your mind as an island. It's surrounded by water. Nothing that you don't want there can be there. You know, like a typical island. Now, I want you to picture animals as ideas. I know it's an odd concept, but this will help you. Think of an idea as an animal. If you notice that animals in Australia and Madagascar and small islands have very unique animals, because they've had time to be isolated, to evolve isolated, so they become different because their environment is different, and they can't get to any other environments because they're kind of stuck here in these islands. So think of your mind like an island, and when you go out into the world, you start collecting animals or ideas. You see things like TV shows, movies, comics, books, anything that you can get your head around, you put on your island. So when you go through the world, I want you to look for things that you like and look for things that you want your ideas to be like. So if you want to find a new creative car design, start looking into cars. Start looking into things that have to do with cars. The more knowledgeable you are, the easier it is for you to come up with creative ideas. Ignorant people usually don't have a lot of major ideas, if you haven't realized. So, educate yourself. Now, when you think of your mind as an island, I want you to take those ideas that you've collected and put them on your island, in your mind. So, I will be doing a demonstration on how to do this. But, think of it this way. If you put that animal on your island immediately, it's not going to be any different than the animal you found on the mainland. Your idea is not going to be very different. Your movie isn't going to be very different if you just took the movie and copied it. You got to give it time. You got to give it time to evolve. You know, think of the mind works faster than real evolution. So instead of millions of years, it can take you maybe a day or two, or up to maybe a month or a year. The more knowledge you collect, the easier it is to convey these ideas. So I will show you in the next exercise how to do this. For the demonstration portion of this video, I will start off with paper. Now, I like to use the drawing medium, but this process that I'm using can be applied to anything. Anything from movies, comics, TV shows, any medium or idea that you can convey, you can use this process to make it. They don't have to be a drawing, but I use it especially for drawing. Now, to start off, I have some ideas, my animals I'm taking to my idea island. Now, I have a game here called Resistance. It's a PlayStation 3 game about space monsters that attack the world. You know, it's very, basically it's a typical alien monster story, and it's kind of like a World War II scenario. And then I have a Japanese comic called Trigun, which it's about space western kind of atmosphere where, you know, you run around in deserts and shoot people, but it's like on another planet. So I'm going to give a short description for all these. I have the cover of a Smithsonian, which is the Titan boa, which basically the main article is about a boa constrictor that they found that's about 50 feet long, but it's a fossil. So now here's the Smithsonian with the Titanic on the front. So I've added about four. I have 4 different areas I'm going to add into my little island here. Now, I could just simply copy and paste them on here and say, oh, it's a snake alien western desert ship. You know, I could easily just do that, but that wouldn't be very original. It'd be kind of random. It wouldn't really convey right. So at first you sit here, and this may take months, this could take years, but the more information you have, the easier it is to do. Now you just sit back and you think about it. Here, I'll do some thinking. This is brainstorm. Okay, brainstorming's done. I'm going to think of okay, they have aliens that are like snakes, and they hire pirates to go chase them down and capture them because they're worth a lot of money or something. See, it's not very advanced, it's kind of vague, it's not a very evolved idea. But the longer I work at it, the more involved it would get. So you could draw it out, you could sit there and draw it out all day. You can work with your own styling, which I mentioned in my earlier video on how to create your own style. And start off and you have like a space western kind of style to it. I'm not intending to make this the most beautiful drawing. It's supposed to be just a lousy concept. Draw some. I'm not worried about proportions or anything. kind of corny, but it's funny. Give him some extra eyes. He's an alien snake. Yeah, look kind of creepy. Don't have to be too advanced. Now, you can add your own little elements to it. Figure out why they're hunting the snakes. Come up with little reasons for that. Or come up with how they get around in their spaceships or their pirate ships or whatever, you know, and eventually you will have a more complex idea, and who knows, there might be a Western Snake Hunters the movie. You don't know. That's just how ideas evolve. So give your mind time to evolve the new ideas that you're picking up, and go out and find more ideas. But when you really want to crack down and discover how well you can create something, limit your resources, isolate yourself like an island. Make it so the ideas you have are what you're going to work with to develop a new idea. Because if you keep having more and more input, you'll never really get around to developing something more original. You'll never conceptualize something that you just haven't already seen, because you'll always be seeing everything all the time. You'll see people, coming up with their ideas. You'll be seeing movies and stuff, and if you immediately try to come up with an idea without isolating yourself, you'll just be copying the movie. So give yourself some time. So I hope this video helps. I use it to make a lot of creative designs or creative ideas, and it helps me realize new concepts. So I recommend getting out there. Get out there in the world and see new movies, see old movies, read new books, obtain new ideas, collect more animals for your island. And that'll help you come up with your own concepts, either by combining them or coming up with something so original that you didn't even know where it came from. So I hope this helps, and thanks again. Bye.